Hello everybody, Bob719884 back again, and thank fucking God Newcastle United have beaten Swansea 3-0 in an absolutely vital point. I mean, obviously the day started off absolutely perfectly in a weird way for Newcastle. You know, Sunderland going down to Norwich and winning 3-0, doing Newcastle a favour. I never ever in my life thought that I would cheer or celebrate a Sunderland goal, and I didn't. But I was happy. I felt dirty for doing it, but you've got to support teams you would normally support when you're in this fucking shit that we're in. Anyway, on to our game. A few surprises with the starting lineup. I believe a lot of people would never have expected Shelvey to have been dropped, me included. He would have been a lock, but I understand the philosophy in what Benitez was trying to do. Colback and Tiote giving a bit of steel in that midfield, and obviously up front it was Cisse with Wijnaldum playing behind him. Now Townsend on the right and obviously Sissoko on the left, as it's been since Benitez came in. The back four was exactly as everyone had predicted. Dummett came back and obviously took his place at left back, and obviously Lascelles took over from Taylor, thank God, and Mbemba and Anita completed with Darlow in goal. Now Newcastle started the game very nervously, tentative, exactly as you would expect, but there was immediately an improvement in the play. They immediately looked like there was a bit of cohesion there. They looked a lot stronger at the back. They looked like there was a bit of a clue as to what was going on, especially in the first 10-15 minutes, when last week obviously we were already dead and buried. There are not really many chances of note to really talk about in the whole game, to be brutally honest. Swansea, I think, were a little bit, our season's finished, but not really that arsed sort of attitude. That's the way they played the full game, or at least until the second half. Newcastle went 1-0 up through a corner, and I can't believe I've actually said that, 1-0 up through a corner. The ball comes in from Townsend, and Lascelles beautifully gets there. He could have been an argument for being dragged back by Gylfi Sigurdsson, but for me, he was brilliant for staying up on his feet, got the header, hit it straight off the keeper, but the keeper rebounded it in right in the bottom corner. Newcastle 1-0 up at half time. In the second half, and I wanted Newcastle to come out and actually continue to try and build a bit of pressure, and they did have a couple of good little chances. One from Colback, which was because of a great play on the wing from Townsend, who I thought had a better game than he's had for Newcastle in the past, so hopefully he can build on that. And then obviously after that the nerves start kicking in. Swansea have a couple of chances. Newcastle really played some nervous football up until the 82nd minute when we went 2-0 up. But in that time period, Williams had a perfect opportunity. The ball just bounced to him, and honestly, if you watch it on Match of the Day, or if you've already seen the game, it literally misses by that. And my heart was, in my mouth at the time. I was obviously expecting the net to bulge. It didn't, thankfully. And then Gomes comes on, who I was fully expecting a notch against because of all those persistent rumours a few years ago that he was going to sign for Newcastle. Like I say, I've said before, I was happy he didn't. He came on and he actually had a couple of good chances, made one for himself, but he blasted it over the bar. Montero probably had, I would say, Swansea's best chance. Gomes played a beautiful defence splitting ball through, and he was one-on-one with Darlow, but Darlow beautifully and brilliantly came off his line as quickly as he possibly could, and I think he put Montero off and he dragged his shot wide. Newcastle then bring on the big man Mitrovic with about 10 minutes to go, and from a corner again he gets his head to it. It bounces off the Swansea defender, bounces again, and it's right in front of Sissoko, and all he does is just bury it in the bottom corner, and Newcastle 2-0 up, and that was the game finished. And then just when you think, that's it, the game's finished, Newcastle actually surprise you and get a third. Newcastle going forward, and eventually Townsend slotting the ball in. Newcastle, I can't remember the last time we've won by 3 clear goals. Obviously, I think it would have been the Norwich game, the 6-2, but the fact that we've done it in obviously such negative surroundings in terms of performances recently, it was a much needed performance, much needed 3 points. It's now we're now back in with a chance of doing it and staying up. obviously roll into the game on Tuesday against City. But I'm not going to sit here and say we played magnificently, we dominated Swansea, but I think we did deserve the win overall in terms of the chances, and we did look much better today. Hopefully now winning by 3 goals, it's going to get lots of confidence into that team. Newcastle are going to go forward and actually put together a run that we know we badly need. But I'm very happy Newcastle fan tonight. What do you guys think? If you watch the game, who was your man of the match? And what do you think will happen in the build-up to the City game on Tuesday? But we can all have a good drink and a good celebration tonight. How are the lads? We finally got something to shout about. Bob1984 here. Please look out for the game, for the build-up video to the Man City game, which will come out on Monday. And until then, I'll see you later.